Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you the Six of Wands for this new moon in Aries on the 29th of this month. This card is giving me an idea that there is a way that you're being seen as victorious, successful, you're being rewarded, praised, acknowledged in a way that feels superficial or is different from what you are experiencing. You are experiencing a kind of fiery climax, some victory, but it is not being experienced by you as an outer show of reward or success. You're more deeply into the release and surrendering of control, allowing yourself to experience the fire of your desires is really about allowing yourself to unfold your gifts in a more natural way, to go with the flow as opposed to the dramatic display or show that others seem to be so responsive by, so entertained, so much enjoying. And in this way, you are seeing yourself actually be consumed by the flames of the release that you're experiencing, this kind of implosion of energy, of burning away things that don't serve you, that haven't led to your happiness, your success, and really understanding those more fundamentally. So this feels as though you are not allowing yourself to egotistically appreciate all the fanfare and attention. You're actually understanding your own path much more fundamentally than that. You're recognizing whatever this victory is, it's just along the path of a much greater destiny that you are trying to understand and experience. So I do see this as a way that you are deepening your sense of self-respect, self-love, staying not distracted from the path of your goals. This is a general reading, Leo, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information about that is in the description box below. Welcome to all of you. I appreciate you taking time with me. And for your present, I have pulled the rose quartz, and this is describing your heart chakra. And the key word is self-love. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. This is taking me much more fundamentally into the idea of moving away from the popular attention you are able to command. And this represents for you, Leo, perhaps a much greater struggle than others who don't have a gift of your warmth, your glow, your joy to understand. So that it's easy to get lost in the attention that others give you, the flattery, the compliments, the expectations that are attached to you in a way that you now understand has in some ways kept you back, held you back in the past. And you're now looking more deeply, more fundamentally at ways in which you can understand yourself better. Give yourself the gift of respect, honoring your goals and your potential. So that's being clarified by the Nine of Pentacles, one of my favorite cards. This is the card of independence, and I do believe that there is a through line here in which you now honor your independence, which means it doesn't matter what others think. you pursue what's best for you. And so the idea that you're getting all of this positive feedback for things that seem less important, um, a distraction, just part along the way, sometimes tempts you to stay, has tempted you in the past to stay in places that were not productive for you, that robbed you of your independence when you become dependent on the praise, the attention, the adoration, even the love of others for something that doesn't feel authentic to you. And you are now focused on being who you are, understanding what is productive for you, pursuing your own interests, your own goals and desires, cultivating your own garden, so that you are clear on how you invest your resources in you and how you invest resources in things that are aligned with you, not simply things that catch whose attention you've garnered, or who flatters you, or who thinks that you are, uh, um, who gives you the attention for something that doesn't seem important about you. This is a huge learning curve for you, Leo, and I am so incredibly supportive of this willingness to create your own independence, and that includes financial independence, so that you can make the decisions that are best for you, not dependent on whether someone else will support them or not. In the past, I pulled a talisman oracle, and what I got was healing energy. And this is really resonating with the way that you're utilizing this new moon in Aries energy in your house of creativity, in the area of creativity, family, pleasure, joy, the things that give you a sense of regeneration, keeping the movement, the energy moving in a positive way, continuing to grow, continuing to learn, and shed what doesn't work for you. I'm going to read a little bit of what is described in the handbook. Take a moment to reconnect with your true self. It's time to heal the wounds you might carry, dissolve the stress, and replace the negative energy that is blocking your radiant character. Sometimes self-examination can be scary and upsetting, but it also brings joy and rebirth. Healing deeper scars doesn't mean that the pain or harm never existed, but it no longer unconsciously controls your actions. The tree on the card is anchored and is absorbing the energy of the transmutation circle. Your own power of your own transformation. You own the power of your own transformation, and you too can blossom with lush energy as this beautiful tree. There we go. Use this card when you feel drained and in need of healing power. I am healing. So this is again describing this process that I believe you're in, that can be symbolized by the phoenix. And we so often focus on the phoenix rising from the ashes and that transformation of energy into the heights, into the spiritual realms. But really, where I think you, as many of us, are anchored right now is in the in-between stage. You're still allowing yourself to die. That is the surrender. You're still letting go of things that don't serve you, that you want to let go of, that's claiming energy that you don't feel you have the luxury of. And instead, you're moving on to a place of greater truth. You have the courage now to move into unfamiliar paths because you're trusting yourself now. You're understanding that your truth is what is leading you in the direction of finding your justice and your balance. And what's clarifying the healing energy card is the Ace of Swords, which is the sword of truth, right? It cuts both ways. Not only does it liberate you from the past, but it also moves you in a blinding flash towards a future path that is at this point still unknown to you, still unfamiliar. But it is also giving you the courage. That illumination is showing you something that you want to learn about, that you're interested in exploring, that you know you can explore. You have the energy, the strength, the conviction, the faith and belief in yourself to challenge the old ways and thus clear away the space for this new energy. Remembering that one of the phoenix's powers is healing, and that healing looks like burning away the kind of implosion of the fiery transformation that is exemplified, a kind of combustion and an implosion. And that not only clears away the path, but it's cleansing, it's simplifying, it's clarifying your focus. And this is the time that, again, you're allowing yourself to simply flow with this feeling, with this space that you're in, simply allowing yourself to process all of these experiences on the way to a new experience of who you are and what the possibilities in the world are. In the future, I pulled from the Wild Elemental the Bee card. And the bee is, I will describe a little bit about the bee, but it is considered a fire element. And this is consistent for you and the new moon. Hard work are part of its attributes. It's social, female warrior energy, reincarnation, communication with the dead, concentration, and prosperity. B comes buzzing into your life when you need to watch how you're being productive. Are you getting lost in an inability to be orderly and efficient? Are you missing opportunities due to disorganization? Are you missing work with others to achieve your goals? What are your goals? What gets in your way of achieving the steps towards your goals? So I find this incredibly productive because I feel that you are in a place of uh, being in this process of constant regeneration. That means you're able to connect with past lives, your ancestors, those that have created the opportunity for you to be where you are now. And being in sync with that is helpful in terms of knowing that this is a vein you can continually mine, that you never release it, you never say goodbye to it. These are your roots. And this is something that is coming over and over for you. The idea of reincarnation also emphasizes the idea of immortality. It isn't that the phoenix was immortal per se. In a relative sense, yes. Depending on the source of the mythology, the phoenix lived up to a millennium. However, I think this is more connected to the idea of regeneration and reincarnation and the lineage that you are a part of, the cultural heritage, the ancestral line, the way that others have paved the path, and that you are now understanding that you are the result, you are the flower, you are the tree that has lushly grown from the roots of your past. And this is clarified by the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is really taking this sword of the truth and wielding it in your life in a way that helps you separate yourself from your powerful emotions. And that's what, in some ways, is making this new moon a little bit different, right? We've got some reins on this creative, impulsive explosion of energies that we are usually tapped into. And we're really using the experience of letting go of things from the past to open up to new possibilities in the future. And this, I believe, is you exploring those unfamiliar paths, moving in a direction that is going to be informed by the feedback you receive, the information you seek out, by the conversations you have, your willingness to record this process, understanding that you've gained the courage to try new things, things you don't know anything about. And what a strength of power that is. What a marker of your progress. When we're in a place where we don't know things, we tend to sometimes be critical of ourselves, be harsh about why we don't know these things. How come we didn't know this before? And everybody else seems to know this. Well, actually, not. Your path is your own. And the power and the strength to be open and willing to learn something new is incredibly powerful. And this is where learning is not always valued for the essential life skill that it is. You can't do anything new without learning about it. And we compartmentalize that process so much. But this is you opening up your arms to new ideas, to ideas that feel scary, for a sense of a new perspective that you know is necessary for you to be able to create and move forward in the way that you want to, in a way that resonates with your desires and your needs. I'm going to clarify just the Queen of Swords in your future for a little more information about how this is impacting your future. And I've pulled the Nine of Cups from the Celtic deck. Part of why I'm using this deck to clarify is that the Celts in Irish mythology, the dawn and the dusk, there's a name for it and I've forgotten. I'm sorry, I should have done better research, but it's a thinning of the veil between worlds. The crows, ravens are also known, blackbirds, as being harbingers of the same thin veil, the ability to move back and forth between death and life, or different experiences of life and death. This is important because I do believe this is where you and many of us on the planet are at right now. You're sensitive to not only the value of the past, but also the new possibilities that we are creating, particularly as the world seems to be telling a story of chaos and destruction. We are telling ourselves the story of rebirth, renewal, new possibilities never before imagined, and that is essential for the sense of joy that you are experiencing. I think it's absolutely stunning that this goes along with the Nine of Pentacles, because you now know how to make decisions that are right for you. It is less about what you're deciding, because you're going to decide to pursue good things for you, of course. Prosperity, abundance, more love, greater ability to serve others, to help others. But it's how you learn to identify that. The decisions you now have the independence to make have come through a process, an emotional, a spiritual process, a cleansing process that is allowing you to return to your buoyant, sunshine, satisfied, content self. And this feels like the end of a long journey for you, Leo. I'm actually going to pull yet another oracle card because I'm having fun with that. And I've pulled from the Soul's Journey Oracle the Surrender card. I can release my need for control. Here's to your flow. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading, Leo. If you enjoyed the content, please check out the content here. And until next time, namaste.